YouTube automation on Taskforc has made over $1 million in revenue within the past 3.5 years. Now, the story starts back in 2019 when I first heard of the term YouTube automation, and what it implies is hiring out a team to create YouTube videos for you, which you then publish and then earn ad revenue on. But trust me, it really isn't that easy. There's a skill to YouTube automation, and with that skill, you're going to need tools like Taskforc in order to help you scale and grow. But let's start off with the basics first. The 5 core roles which you essentially need when it comes to starting a YouTube automation channel are a idea generator or researcher, a scriptwriter, a voiceover artist, a video editor, and a thumbnail designer. Those are what I like to call the 5 core roles which you need in your YouTube automation channel, but other roles which you might hire may include the uploader or scheduler, a project manager, a quality checker, or channel success manager. So those other miscellaneous roles can come afterwards when you get your YouTube automation channel up and running. But the overall arcing idea with YouTube automation is that you hire contractors from overseas or within the US and you have them create videos for you, which you could then publish onto YouTube. So basically the video creation assembly process starts off with an idea. Then you send that idea over to a scriptwriter. The scriptwriter writes the script and then sends it to a voiceover artist. The voiceover artist recites the script, and then both the script and the voiceover are sent to the video editor, who compiles visuals based on what's being said in the voiceover. Now, with all these team members on board, I needed 2 things to get started. One was a way to communicate with them, and the second way was to manage all the videos that we were going to be producing. So the 2 main tools that I use even up until this day to achieve this is Slack, which I mainly use for communication, and then Taskforc, which I use for project management, workflows, and systems. Taskforc is something that my team and I created, and it was designed specifically for people who run YouTube automation channels, whether it's for yourself or for others. I did try Trello, Asana, Notion. I even tried Google Sheets and Zapier, and coming up with all those fancy or semi-complex Zapier functions was kind of neat, but it really just made the process quite complicated. So with all these tools, they all had their limitations. And so what I want to show you is basically a demo of Taskforc and how Taskforc can be used for you and your YouTube automation channel, especially if you're looking to scale and grow. So with Taskforc, again, this is basically an end-to-end management tool for video creation. There is a free plan, okay? So if you're an individual who only has a single YouTube automation channel, there is a free plan and there is no credit card required. For the other plans, we do provide 30-day free trials as well. But essentially, Taskforc is an ultimate online task management system designed specifically for YouTube automation channels. Its purpose was to fill in the gaps that other project management boards were missing, such as Trello, Notion, Asana, Google Sheets, and Zapier. So these are all the functionalities of Taskforc. You can create videos and track videos, seamless collaboration. So basically your entire team, they can all log into Taskforc and work on whatever projects are available. There's dedicated channel management. So let's pretend on some channels you want to assign certain contractors to that channel. You can do that with Taskforc as well. So Taskforc, you can only see information that's relevant to them. So your scriptwriter isn't going to see your entire Taskforc board, nor is your voiceover artist or video editor. They only see the work that's available to them. You can boost productivity and reduce costs, track payments, and we also have a support team, which is going to help you get onboarded with Taskforc as well. So essentially, this was the old way of doing YouTube, in which it was a basic scramble of things in which your project manager was talking to everyone, you were talking to everyone, and basically it was a spider web of channel and team management. Now with Taskforc, essentially, what I deem what your role should be within the YouTube automation space is an idea generator. So you're usually like the visionary for your channel. And with that, you basically handle Taskforc, you are a project manager, and then videos get published, okay? So that's the sole purpose of Taskforc. So like I said, there is a free version, but as far as the demo of Taskforc goes, when you first log in, this is what it looks like. This is the dashboard overview. You're gonna see due projects here. So this is a test project under test channel 1. It's currently undergoing script writing and it's due on August 29th. So here for channel management, this is where you would add your YouTube channel. So here I just have 2 test channels, test channel 1 and test channel 2. You can get a quick glimpse of where all your video projects are. So you can see which ones are backlogged, which basically means like which ones are just ideas and haven't been put into production yet, which ones are under script writing, which ones are under voiceover, which ones are under video editing, completed, which ones are being revised, and ready to upload and then publish. And there's also a column here for you to keep track of when the last video was published on that YouTube channel. So essentially you would just click here and select the date. Now with Taskforc, we do believe in quality control, okay? So with this channel setting that you see toggled here, if it's toggled on, that means you manually have to move the cards down the streamline if you want to review the work. But by default, all the work gets automated. So when the scriptwriter completes and sends in the work, that project is going to be sent over to the voiceover artist. Once the voiceover artist completes and uploads their work, it's going to be sent over to the video editor. So that's the difference between automated settings and then manual settings. So with manual settings, you can actually quality control the script, then carry it over to the voiceover, quality control the voiceover, then carry it over to the video editing. And with the automated setting, it just goes down the streamline. So let's pretend that you actually trust your team, you've already trained them, they understand how to do the work. That's when the default automated setting works in hand. So with this action button, this is where you would add the various contractors to your YouTube channel. So you can select your script writers here, your voiceover artists, your video editors, project managers, thumbnail artists, description writers, quality checkers, and video uploaders. And this is where you can actually insert a channel description as well. Now, if we look at the actual Taskforc board, it resembles probably other project management systems that you've seen as well. So this is like the card overview. So this is the name of your video project. You can quickly see who's been assigned the project, but just by clicking on this icon here, right? So I basically am assigned to this as a scriptwriter. So this indicates that because it's in the scriptwriting column, John Corres has taken on this project. These two icons here indicate whether the thumbnail and the description are ready. And if you open up the card, you get an overall glimpse of who's working the project. So on the right-hand side is where all your contractors or people who've taken the project can talk about the project. Clients, scriptwriters, voiceover artists, video editors, project managers, they'll all be able to communicate together within the respective project. This is where you can add miscellaneous details. So you can basically put like an outline here if you wanted. Other places, because Taskforc doesn't hold onto your project assets, you're gonna need to create a Google folder or Dropbox folder or Microsoft folder and copy and paste the link here. So with that, again, Taskforc doesn't hold or store your video assets. You do need your own Dropbox account, Google Drive account, or even your own Microsoft account, and you need to copy and paste that link here. So in my workflow systems, my project manager is the one who creates the folders and then sets the project as active and then drags it over to script writing so that the script writing team can actually take on the project. Now, copyright claims, they're a huge problem when it comes to YouTube automation. It's probably the most common problem. And so with it, let's say that a video editor has a copyright claim, you would just select their name here, click on add revision, insert the timestamp. So let's say it's in the beginning, so 000 to 007 or 8, say copyright claim, and then click on apply. And so with that, the copyright claim is going to be sent over to the video editor, and the video editor is going to be notified to actually fix the copyright claim. So this is a very robust system in being able to handle copyright claims without there needing to be like a middleman or needing like a long string of text all within Slack or Discord or Skype or something. The copyright claims can be handled all within Taskforc within the respective video card. Just a quick overview, you have the backlog column, script writing column, voice, video, completed, revision, ready to upload and publish. And then you also have an archive column here, which you can archive your projects in case your list gets too big. Here we have all the roles and basically descriptions of what their job should be when it comes to YouTube automation. So these are all the roles which you can invite onto your Taskforc board. If you open up user management, this is where all your team members are going to be. You can see their names, their roles, their project limits. I've assigned myself as a scriptwriter. So when you click on these three dots here on the right-hand side, these three here, edit, you're going to see their email, first, last name, their role. So some roles have project limits, okay? So that prevents a scriptwriter from taking on all the projects. If you only want them working on one project at a time, you would just set this to 1. But if you want a scriptwriter to handle more projects than another scriptwriter, then you can set this to higher. In some cases, you may not want to allow users to pick up their own projects. You want to manually assign them. This is useful when you're onboarding new contractors or you hire a full video creation team and they're the ones handling the assignments for the projects. This is when you would check in this box or check this box off. So with the active status, it just means that they're able to take on projects. So inviting people is very easy. You just click on the add user button, fill out their information, select their role, select their status, and then they'll receive an invite via email. Here we have the team report board. So this is where you can kind of filter out which contractors you want to match invoices for. So you have the in progress, you have the completed, you have the paid. This makes it 10 times easier for me especially to track payments, because before I would just receive invoices from my scriptwriters and there was no way for me to verify whether or not the work they completed is actually the work that they completed. So based on the columns that you see here, this is the user, this is their email, the project that they've completed. the drive link, so you can actually open up the Google Drive folder or the Dropbox folder and see if the project that they say they're completed is actually in there. You can see when they submitted it, and then once you actually pay them out, there's gonna be a checkbox here, and then you can just simply mark as paid using this button here, and it's gonna go under paid. So as you can see, you can view the drive link here. I was paid August 24th, paid by John. So it just makes it very easy to track payments and make sure that what you're paying for is what you're getting. Over here is where you're gonna see your Taskforc subscription plan. Taskforc, it's gonna have some limitations. So with the free plan, you're allowed up to 5 users, 2 channels, and you can create 20 projects per month. We really carefully thought about it, and we thought that if you're just getting started with YouTube automation, you will get by with just using a free version of Taskforc. Here on the left-hand side, if you're interested to learn more about Taskforc, you can see our YouTube channel here, which I've created more tutorials, more in-depth tutorials as well, especially when you're onboarding your team. And here we have our chat system. So here, chat with us. This is basically my support team, in which if you have any questions regarding Taskforc, you can message them here, and then they'll get back to you within 24 hours. And then lastly, we have the logout button. And with that, that's basically Taskforc, and this is what I've been using for the past 3 years. I've never released this out to the public and since about a week ago, but even so, we've been carefully tweaking things, working out things, coming across scenarios which are very specialized. And again, with my 3.5 years in background with doing YouTube automation, I do think I've utilized a good plethora of the features of Taskforc that are available to you in order to make it more caterable and suit your needs when it comes to running a YouTube automation channel. So if you're interested to learn more about Taskforc, you can check out the link down below in the description. There's a free plan. Again, no credit card required, but do let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you all in the next video.